Well, this is the Yellowstone you never hear about. Well, hey there guys, greetings once again from Yellowstone National Park. This is our third and final episode from Yellowstone.
Yeah, we're gonna start out this morning by hiking to Avalanche Peak. It's 4.5 miles with about 2,100 feet of climbing.
It's gonna be quite a challenge for us to start out with, but we actually already had a fun experience on our way here.
Yeah, we got into an animal traffic jam.
Yeah, there were bison surrounding us on all four sides and blocking the road. It was actually kind of cool.
It was.
Well, we are currently stuck in a bison traffic jam. They are all over the road and vehicles are backed up for quite a while. We can't get away from them. Look at these little babies playing here. So this is a really cool experience to be able to see these animals up close, but also without invading their space and being inside our vehicle for safety.
Yeah, so far everyone in this line of traffic is being smart and staying inside their vehicles.
Yeah, you see people quite often putting themselves in harm's way by approaching the wildlife to take those photos.
And selfies with the animals.
And selfies, and that's too close.
Yeah, in a situation like this, we're close to the animals, but we have no other choice because we simply can't drive on, but we're staying safe.
Yeah, unless one decides to charge our van and get inside with us.
Let's hope not.
Ooh, those two are sparring a little bit. Look at that. Keep it outside, fellas. Don't bring that fight into our van. Speaking of cool, we've got a beautiful, cool morning, so we better get moving.
Let's go.
Let's go.
This trailhead is about 8 miles west of the east entrance to the park, or about 19 miles east of the Fishing Bridge Junction.
Yeah, there's a parking area just across the road with, I'd say, what do you think, 20, 25 spots?
I think so, and we're told that these fill up fast, so get here early like we did.
And this trail is only open from June until October, and sometimes these actually can be closed due to grizzly bear activity, so you might want to check its status either online or with a ranger before you make this drive over.
Yeah, we have our bear spray, but we hope we don't see any grizzlies today.
Yeah, unless it's from afar.
Right. Hey, bear.
Not bad climb so far.
Pretty rough.
That's gorgeous, isn't it?
It is beautiful.
So peaceful.
Very.
Except for my heart going bing, 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 bing. Sounds like a drum. Well, we're about 1.25 miles in and have done about 1,200 feet of climbing, and I gotta be honest, if we turned around right here, the views we're seeing right now would be well worth making the hike.
The views have been beautiful, and just the meadows and everything about it is gorgeous.
This trail's kind of thrown it all at you.
It has. It's a tough climb so far, but it is gorgeous.
It is beautiful, and we're just getting started with the mountain views, so we're excited to see the view from the top.
We are. Snow and ice are often present on the peak even into July, which is when we're here, but we're only seeing a few patches of snow off in the distance, so we think it should be clear for us.
Yeah, something else we're seeing is some steeper sections of climbing here.
Yeah, that bowl area we just left is probably a great place to grab yourself a snack and get a bit of a rest, because from what we've read, it's going to be mainly steep grades from here to the summit, other than a short flat area that's still to come.
Yeah, the 2,000 feet of climbing comes in just 2 miles of hiking. So it isn't a gradual ascent, and those loose rock that we've been going through adds to the challenge a bit. But you know what? We're also treated with some awesome views now that we're above the tree line.
That's true.
That's what really makes this worth it, I think.
I'm loving it.
Me too.
What I think I like best about it is it's completely different from everything else we've seen at Yellowstone so far.
It kind of feels like we're in Colorado or Utah.
It really does.
All right, Mr. Marmot, you're in the middle of our trail here, so we got to go by. Not trying to spook you, but you're blocking the whole trail, buddy. Okay, appreciate it. Thank you. Well, this is another steep section, Paula, as if there haven't been steep sections all along, right? We've got a little loose rock to contend with on this, but the views are stunning. So we're taking a little bit of a break here to monitor the weather. We've got a bit of a storm back off in the distance. We haven't seen lightning, but we have heard repeated thunder.
Right.
It looks like it might be moving our way, and so we don't want to go all the way to the summit and be exposed to potential lightning. So we're going to hang out here for just a little bit where we're nearby tree line anyway, that we can make a dash for cover if we need to, and then we'll decide from here if we need to go on up, see what happens next. Hopefully we do, because there's some amazing views at the top waiting for us.
That's what we hear.
But we want to be safe, and we don't want to do anything foolish out here. So we're kind of monitoring the weather in a holding pattern. Paula, what do you think so far?
It's been beautiful, and I hope we get to go to the peak, because the views, I can't imagine what it looks like from up there. It's got to be amazing.
Yeah, we hear you get 360-degree views, and there's lots of other peaks in the area that you get to see from up top. You're looking down on them, so we'll see. It's been amazing already, so if we don't get to go all the way up to the top, it'll be disappointing, but it will still have been a good hike.
It will.
But hopefully we'll get to going up. Well, you want to go a little farther and keep an eye on things?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, we waited for a little bit, and it looks like most of the rain is moving just a little bit behind us at this point.
Yeah, we see some puffy clouds, blue skies coming, so maybe we'll miss most of it.
It is sprinkling on us just a little bit right now. I think we're at the very edge of the system here. Hopefully we'll stay dry. We've got our rain jackets. We've got plenty of gear to take care of us in case it does start coming down a little harder. But we're going to keep trudging on, and hopefully by the time we get to the summit, the storm clouds will have been passed on through, and we will see some amazing views. We don't know if this is the final push to the summit or if this is a false summit. Not exactly sure what's around the corner here at the top. We'll find out in a second. Well, that turned out to be a false summit, didn't it?
Yeah, I thought it might be. I didn't think we had gone far enough to be to the top.
I was too lazy to pull out my All Trails app to see where we were at. But that's okay. The fact that we've got some blue skies with puffy clouds has made me so happy, I don't even care about a little more climbing.
Right.
Oh, wow, Paula.
Oh my goodness, that is gorgeous.
We have reached the spine here and are being treated to some spectacular views.
Both sides.
Oh yeah, there is something over here too. Wow. Very sharp rocks, Paula. Be kind of careful through here. So some of this is a bit narrow with some exposure and a little drop-offs. So just be careful if you hike this trail, especially with a bit of loose rock in places.
Yeah, it's not scary to me, and I do have a fear of exposed areas, and this is okay for me.
That's good, that's good. We just need to watch our step, right?
Always. So Avalanche Peak has an elevation of 10,568 feet at the summit, and is part of the Absaroka Range of the Rocky Mountains, and easily has some of the best views in the park.
Yeah, you may not know this, and we didn't know this, but Yellowstone actually has a lot of mountain peaks over 10,000 feet in height, but only a few of them are reachable by foot trails.
Yeah, so it's really a nice treat to summit Avalanche Peak here today. You have to work to get these views, but the payoff is going to be worth your effort.
Absolutely.
Just look at that, and look over there. And don't forget to look behind you.
Everywhere you look, there's something really cool and amazing to see. Well, we made it to the summit of Avalanche Peak, and there are 360-degree views.
It is really amazing.
You've got all these other peaks off in the distance that are just surrounding us. There's Yellowstone Lake down below. It is just phenomenal.
And there's no one else up here with us.
We are all alone. For a 4.5-mile round trip hike with 2,000 feet of climbing, you're not gonna find a better payoff.
Oh, it is just stunning.
It's lovely up here. It is quite windy right now. The clouds are kind of moving around us. We got a little bit of sunshine, a little bit of puppy white clouds, some gray clouds off on the distance
some
around
rainy
us.
looking clouds.
We're kind of surrounded by all kinds of clouds.
Yeah.
So we're gonna take a few shots up here and maybe grab just something to eat real quick, and we're gonna head back down before more storms roll through.
Right.
But this has been a 5-star hike.
Definitely.
It is fantastic. You should be able to see the Tetons off in the distance. We have hiked there previously and encourage you to check out that video. It was like hiking through a painting up there past Jenny Lake into, what was the name of that canyon, Paula? Cascade Canyon, that was the name of it. Amazing, amazing hike. Check that one out as well. All right, Paula, careful.
Okay.
Loose rock. You okay?
Well, it took a little spill, so it's time to get out the trekking poles. It's a little slick coming down on this shale. I wasn't hurt, but I did smash my breakfast cookie, my snack cookie.
No broken bones, but a broken Belvita.
Right.
While it is very steep and loose on the way down, we are being treated to some beautiful views. Careful, I'm sliding. Woo! Close one, I may not be out of it yet. Careful. Woo! That was some adventure, Paula.
I saw that. I'm taking the ultimate.
I think you probably should. Starting to sprinkle on us just a little bit. Hopefully we'll get down before it rains too hard. Or we fall too hard. Well, the rain is coming, so we got to be going.
Sounds right to me.
No, seriously, we got to go.
I know.
Almost lost it. Oh, still almost losing it. Wow. How in the world I stayed on my feet, I am not sure.
I'm scared to come down now.
While the loose rock made us have to work a little harder on the way up, it's been a little bit of a sliding challenge on the way down.
Yeah, the rain's made it a little slicker too.
Yeah, and because I've run thousands of miles on terrain like this, and I'm usually sure-footed, I tend to move a little too fast sometimes.
I'm just the opposite.
Sounds like you're the smartest too.
I agree.
Yeah, I didn't figure I'd get much pushback on that one. The walk through the forested area is actually quite beautiful as well. You've got these wildflowers, you've got the evergreens, a lot of green ground covering, and it contrasts really, really well with the dead trees that are still in here. So it's a lovely hike, even this portion. Well, that was a very scenic hike to the top of Avalanche Peak, wasn't it?
Those views from the top were pretty amazing.
It was pretty nice all the way up,
It
and
was.
then the top was a great payoff.
And good news is we didn't see a grizzly bear. I don't want to see one out on a trail like that.
Grizzly bear may have seen us, but he didn't say anything if he
Right.
did, so we're glad there was no encounter today.
Right.
So we've driven over to the Mammoth Hot Springs area of the park where we're gonna take a look around and see the terraces.
Yeah, there's a 2.2-mile hike and we're gonna take it.
So this trail is mostly boardwalk and has around 300 feet of climbing, so it should be really easy out here.
Much easier than that Avalanche Peak trail.
Yeah, we gained more elevation walking across the street to the trailhead on that one than we will on this one.
This section looks like it's some kind of barren
It really
planet.
does. That's just what I was thinking.
It's quite windy out here, and the sprinkling seems to have followed us because we're getting a little wet, but nothing too heavy so far.
My legs are feeling heavy.
Mine too. Those terraces are just so weird.
They are weird.
And there's a lot of contrast out here in the colors of these terraces.
Yeah, some of them are really white, almost chalk-like, and then others are kind of bronzy orangey.
Bronzy orangey?
I don't think that's an official Crayola color, but that's what I'm going to call it.
We've also got some water flowing and some mountains in the distance. It's a really neat area of the park.
Yeah, these terraces are different than the erupting geysers and pools we've been seeing in the other areas that we shared in our previous 2 episodes from Yellowstone, so it's kind of a nice change.
Mm-hmm.
The only complaint that most people have about this trail is that it's suffering from overcrowding, especially later in the day.
Yeah, and that's something we're having to deal with now. It is just jam-packed.
Yeah, there are 4 different parking areas and they all are full, but otherwise it's a really fun stop.
It's definitely worth seeing if you have time, but I wouldn't miss out on some of the other areas to stop here.
Right. For us, I think it's one of those places to visit as kind of a secondary stop on the way to or from one of those major attractions.
I think so.
And the Albright Visitor Center is located just up the road. We can actually see it from here as well.
Yeah, so if you need a restroom break, a place to have a picnic, some information, or want to grab some souvenirs, it's available in this same area.
So we're just about to the end of the trail. We're going to show you some highlights of the things that we've seen during this hike. Here we go. Well, those 2 hikes yesterday were incredible, weren't they?
They were, but they wore us out.
We have been on a tear for about 5 or 6 weeks now of go, 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 and so we finally just crashed last night. We do want to share one more thing with you in this episode. So today we're going to leave the national park at the northeast entrance and drive the Beartooth Highway to Red Lodge, Montana. It's supposed to be one of the most scenic drives in America.
Mm-hmm. It's going to take us, well, it's supposed to take about 2 hours. It's going to take us much longer than that with all of our stops,
Right.
but we're looking forward to it.
It should be amazing, and we hope it lives up to all the hype, and we'll show you guys all the sights that we see.
Let's go.
Let's go. So we know a little bit about this road and what we're going to be seeing along the way, but a lot of it is unknown to us. So we'll try to tell you the name of spots that we see or stop at if we know them.
Yeah, we've got some notes and mile markers, but if you decide to drive this route, then we'd recommend you getting a map of the highway with all of the pullouts and attractions listed.
Yeah, and from the very beginning, we're seeing some beautiful meadows and mountains and creeks.
Yeah, we just saw a mama bear with a couple of cubs.
Now that was cool, wasn't it? We also saw a buffalo, which was cool, but not as cool as the bears.
Yeah, especially since we saw those buffalo up close yesterday.
Right, right.
So Beartooth Highway officially opened back in 1936 and was named a Scenic Byway in 1989 and became designated as an All-American Road in 2002.
Yeah, Charles Kuralt called it the most beautiful roadway in America in one of his On the Road segments, and we're already getting glimpses of why.
And from what we hear, the most impressive views are at the halfway mark and beyond as we approach Red Lodge, Montana.
I can hardly wait.
This highway is only open from Memorial Day through Columbus Day, and even that is weather permitting.
Yeah, it's completely closed to vehicle traffic in the winter months, but you can take the highway in the winter as a snowmobile, and I think that would be amazing to drive through it as a winter wonderland.
And a bit scary because of the drop-offs.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be the first one through to mark the way. So we've pulled over at Lake Creek Falls to do a little exploring along the river and the Cascades.
We can never resist a waterfall, and you know Jimmy likes to take some up-close shots walking along the edge.
Yeah, if there's a place for me to do it, you can be sure I'll do it.
It's a beautiful area here. In addition to the water, you've got these evergreen trees and mountains in the background. Just beautiful.
It is. And that water is just gushing through that little canyon area there, isn't it?
It sure is. There's a little bridge you can walk across to get some views and maybe some access to the water.
Let me see if I can get down there to the edge.
You be careful.
You know I will. I don't have any desire to go on the forced swim today. So we're back on the road now. We did take a couple more stops at a few pullouts and got a glimpse of what we think is the peak known as Beartooth, which is where this highway gets its name.
We're not sure. It kind of looked like it, but it's way off in the distance, so we're just not sure.
What we are sure of is that we saw another waterfall. This one we had the view from a distance, and we got some really pretty views of both mountains and meadows along the way.
We read that there are 20 peaks over 12,000 feet in this area and over 950 lakes,
wow.
With much of this area being unexplored.
Yeah, it's one of the most rugged and wild areas in the lower 48 states, and so it's really a cool thing that this road exists so we can all enjoy the scenery in a safe and responsible way. Speaking of 950 lakes, we think we've got a couple of them coming up next. So this is Beartooth Lake, and it's a beauty, isn't it?
It sure is. It is so peaceful out here right now.
Yeah, just a really serene moment here.
There's a cool breeze, but it's not a strong one. It's just very relaxing.
So this is Lake 2, Paula. We've only got 948 more and we can cover them all.
This one is Island Lake, and I think it's even more beautiful than Beartooth Lake.
Oh, I agree completely. I absolutely love the lake in the foreground and that line of evergreens and mountains in the background.
That's really, really pretty.
I'm beginning to think that we should have made plans to spend a few days in this area to really explore it right.
Maybe we can come back another time.
Man, I hope so, because I would love to hike and picnic throughout this whole area.
Everything we've seen from the moment we started this drive is just beautiful.
And I feel like it's just getting better and better.
Me too.
This is undoubtedly one of the most beautiful places I have ever seen in my life.
It is so gorgeous.
This is just over halfway and hardly anyone stopping here. We're trying to flag people in and wave them over. It's just a little pull out, but it is breathtaking.
It is amazing.
Wow.
So we're just going to take a few panos and stills from this spot to showcase its beauty for you guys and for us when we watch this video ourselves.
Yeah, it's not a big area to explore, but it is a big view to share, okay? So take a look at this.
Well, we've reached the high point of the Beartooth Highway. It's the Beartooth Summit at 10,947 feet.
It's amazing. This is just a tremendous scenic highway. If you happen to make your way out this way, you gotta take the time.
This.
Although I will tell you, they say to set aside 2 hours for the drive. We've been going for like 6 or 7. Now we've been stopping at everything and looking at shots and hiking out to some overlooks and different things like that. But you're going to need to plan on more than just a couple hours, I think, if you want to do justice to it. But definitely worth doing.
It is.
So the roads have gotten really windy, and we can see why some people rate this as the #1 motorcycling highway in America.
We have seen a lot of bikers
We
out
have. Although it's kind of hard to keep your eyes on the road because you want to take in all the views.
You drive, I'll take in the views.
No doubt.
But there are views on both sides of the road and up ahead. Around every turn, there's something right in your face to see.
There is. So this is Gardner Lake, and again, there's a pullout directly from the highway where you can get out and take in the views, or take a photo of the views, or take a video clip of the views like we're doing now. Well, we've stopped at yet another overlook of lakes, and you're looking at twin lakes in the distance here.
If you like alpine lakes, you're going to see a number of them on this drive.
Yeah, that rock formation in the middle there kind of looks a little bit like a baby half dome from Yosemite.
It does.
I bet if we were up close, it wouldn't look much like a baby at all, though, would it?
You're probably right about that.
You know what else I'm right about?
What's that?
This has been an absolutely wonderful scenic drive.
It sure has. I've loved every minute of it. Well, we're almost finished with the drive and we've come upon some mountain goats.
Yeah, what a way to finish things off. Bears, buffalo, and mountain goats. That's a good day.
Yes, it is.
Well, we have been on a lot of amazing scenic drives.
We have.
But that one has to stand at the top of the list.
It does. I think it has taken over as number one.
It has everything that you would want in a scenic drive. You had all the water you can want with the lakes and the rivers and the creeks and the waterfalls.
Snow-capped mountains.
You got mountains of every imaginable shape and size. You've got some green. It has everything.
Just gorgeous.
Beautiful, beautiful drive. It was supposed to take about 2 hours. Took us about 7. By the time we stopped and meandered around, just had the best time out there today.
We did. It was a good day.
It was a really fun day.
It was.
It was a great trip to Yellowstone National Park. We recorded 3 episodes. Hope you will watch all of them. We got to see and do everything that we wanted to.
It is such an amazing park.
It is so diverse and has so many different things that you can see and do there. And even if you didn't get out and do all the hikes and different things that we did, and all you did was drive through the park and pull over at the overlooks, it is a
you can
must
still see
visit.
A lot of stuff.
Absolutely. We've got a lot more adventures up ahead, and we hope you guys will stick around for those as well.
But for now, that's it for our mission. What's your mission?
Hey, Bear. Hey, Bear. Almost broke my neck. Hey, boo-boo. I'm smarter than the average bear.
I wasn't hurt, but I did smash my breakfast cookie, my snack cookie.
No broken bones, but a broken Belvita.
Right.
You know, on a hike like this, when it's kind of Eeyore gray out, it would be very easy to be like, oh, me, so gloomy out. The colors aren't as pretty as they could be.
I think that's Minerva.
Oh my goodness.
It's gorgeous.
That is my awesomeness.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping to see.
That's dumb.
Well, hey guys, it's Jimmy here. Our mission in every episode of this vlog is to share one of our fun-filled adventures with you guys. But our greater mission in life is to share our hope and happiness with you. One of the ways we do this is through a short faith-based thought for the day that I write. They take about a minute to read each day. They're free, and they're available at finishlinefaith.com or facebook.com/finishlinefaith. I hope you'll take a look.